Okay, for this part, I set up a tier list for them. And going to be going through all of them. I'm going to be reading the backgrounds this time. Like, stating what I think their deal is, reading their background, and then ranking them. And this guy, well, we've already read his background. He's a cop. I guess I'll read it again if the case is the only video you're gonna watch. Hard-hitting, hard-headed, and hard-drinking. Detective Abrams has been a fixture on the New York investigating scene for years. From stolen art to missing persons to ritual murders, Abrams didn't just take any case that came across his desk, he solved them. But his days of following cheating spouses came to an end the day he opened his door and found the tome sitting on his desk. No instructions was left for him save for a brief note scrawled on onyx blood that read, "Don't let them have it." Abrams hasn't figured out where the thing came from, but seeing as his home has been broken into, his office tossed on 3 different occasions, and his car firebombed, he has a vested interest in figuring out what the hell is going on. Now, I'm going to be ranking them based on what I think of their character. And honestly, I have a soft spot for detective type characters in general. But he doesn't seem too interesting because he also doesn't seem much more than that, you know? So I think Abrams, like, I love his horns, the book, the fact that he's wearing like a mix between like the old classic noir style outfit and a modern like police outfit. That's really cool. But I think we're gonna have to go into probably B, middle of the road. Really cool. I might change it later, but you know, he's really cool, but he's not much, you know. Okay, now for number 2. Bebop. We also read his backstory, which is really cool because it's about like his vibes are like junkyard samurai, basically. Robot junkyard samurai. Forged in hands of a widowed junkyard attendant, Bebop was more than just some scrap golem laborer. He was the son she couldn't have. Together they would work in the iron yard during the day and listen to jazz at night. It was a predictable, if not comforting, routine, but now Bebop's creator's fallen ill. While Miss Shelley wouldn't approve the activities that Bebop does at night to pay for her medicine, what she doesn't know can't hurt her. And he's pretty cool. Like, pretty darn cool. Especially with, like, he is very much the, oh, gotta do this, get back home to my mom kind of thing, kind of vibes. Especially with his voice. Like, yeah. Yeah, let's go, we can go back and also listen to that as well, a little bit. Don't know why it only shows up here, but...
Try and stop me. See what happens.
People get me all wrong. I'm not interested in violence for violence sake. I'm interested in violence for money's sake.
They don't know who they're dealing with.
Miss Shelley's a good person, and probably wouldn't condone me participating in blood sport for money. I, however, am not shackled by human morality, and find it a rather entertaining use of my time.
Yeah, yeah, he's pretty decent. So, to put him, I think, I like him, his personality makes it, even if the design is just trash bot, really cool trash bot, and really well designed. But it's just trash bot. Like, you've seen his sort of design. It might not be the exact same, but you've seen it before. Honestly, I'd say putting him in B and knocking him down to C. Because, yeah, that's how things will be done. And honestly, Bebop is cool, but, I mean, Top is cool, Abrams, but he's kind of bland. And I just realized something. These characters are put into alphabetical order, aren't they? Yep, they are. Oh, that's funny. And also, it's even more funny that the first 6 are the easy mode character, or like not easy, the newcomer type characters. That's funny. Okay, now next up we have Grey Talon, which I haven't even. Okay, from here on, except for like 2 characters, I think I haven't read the backgrounds. This guy though, I really like the archer like armor right there, but it only protects the one leg, because yeah, that's where they're facing. You're not gonna be it's protecting the other leg as too well, because if they're trying to shoot at you and you're shooting at them, you're gonna be hitting this leg, not that one, unless you're behind them. Which is that's really cool. Never thought about it until like a little bit ago, like literally like less than an hour ago. He's just Archer though with magic owl. Let's see. Let's read his story. Founding member of the Baxter Society, Wesley Grey Talon. Wait, your name is actually Grey Talon? Oh. Wesley Grey Talon spent close to 40 years hunting monsters that preyed on man before finally deciding to find a replacement and lay it on his bow. Grey Talon's duties meant that he never spent much time with his wife and kid, and now that his son has started a family of his own, he realized that this was the last chance to be connected with people he loved. Retirement suited Wesley. He made up for lost time with his wife, he doted on his grandkids, he cooked dinner for the whole family every Wednesday. He was happy. Then he got the call. The authorities claimed it was a freak accident. The fire consumed his son's house before anyone got a chance to escape, but Wesley knew better. His son's wife was Ixion. She could snuff out the flame with a thought. Their bodies were found burned. If their bodies were found burned, they had to be dead long before there was a fire. And so, Grey Talon has picked up his bow once more, and when he finds who's responsible, there will be a bloody reckoning. I love his design. But from knowing this, like, first, like, look, he has a Hwacha bow, and that's cool. And if you don't know what a Hwacha is, hang on. Where is that? I had it somewhere here. Yeah, well, hang on. A Hwacha is like an old, like... This type of thing is like an old mortar / ballista. And it's just... you see them also in Ghost of Tsushima. Who? I don't know. But yeah, okay, I don't have the picture anymore because I deleted it, but okay. It's, you know, it looks like this. Except without the bow parts. But it's like a massive box that shoots arrows. Explosive arrows and stuff. And I love that I'm pretty sure that that's where why this design is like this, and that's just really cool. Because this isn't a shotgun bow. It's a Hwacha bow, and it's a Hwacha ballista bow, and that is amazing. I love the archer vibes. Is that foot organic or metal? Hang on. Oh yeah, I can't see here. Yeah, because a lot of these characters have... Oh, his arm is metal, so he might have robot feet. fact, let's quickly take a look, and let's see. As if he is that much of a cyborg, and it's not just his arm. And honestly, that will take him up a notch. I think it might be organic feet, but I can't tell because it's black. Wait, nope. Nope, he's just wearing socks and sandals. You gotta love that. It is. He has a Hwacha bow. And you can see the he's also carrying more ammo on his back for it. Oh, his design is really cool. And it's genuinely the most unique bow and arrow I've seen. And it just not even in a way that most unique bow and arrows go.
The only way this day gets any better is if I get to punch Lash in the face.
This will be a hunt to remember.
I'm here on OSIC business.
There is no escaping me.
Looks like I'll have to cancel class this afternoon.
I've also realized I've skipped Dynamo.
My bow is yours.
And here I was thinking I would be reviewing term papers all day.
So, from what I can see, I'm going to put this guy. His bow and outfit are carrying him. But he's a simple kind of character anyway, so I suppose let's put him in. IB. I think if it's further to the right, it's higher on that thing. Left. Wait, reverse that. That way is higher, that way is lower. He's pretty much the best character we've seen so far. Why are you deciding to go so hard right now, music? Okay, there we go. Don't know why it's just decided to just all of a sudden. Okay, now let's see. Next character, which is what I missed, would be Dynamo. Which I did read him, and I just missed him somehow. As a scientist, Professor Dynamo always had an inquisitive mind, so when a rift in space and time opened up in Central Park, he was first on the scene to investigate. And while he expected such a majestic sight to be life-changing, he was thinking more in a metaphorical way, as opposed to having his body atomized and reduced to a tiny dying star. While his body's gone, his spirit and lust for knowledge live on. A tenured professor at Columbia College, Dynamo looks to learn more about his condition, while maintaining his class load. After all, he has future minds to inspire. And honestly, I respect the hell out of him for that. Good teachers are, like, even in fiction, they're not common. And yeah, guy looks like it says, he looks like if like some sort of robot man became a tenured professor, because it is exactly that. That looks like a button. Oh gosh, it's a Betty button technically. That's stupid. The question is, what is this? Let's see if we can't get a better view of him, huh? Ooh. Mad scientist satchel.
I have you now. We can't give up. I'm doing it.
Ooh. Pretty darn cool. I love that he is wearing glasses. Those are glasses on the front. Now let's try this. Some of these characters have unique ways of doing this. But this guy's kind of boring in that way. Well, you can see from front up here, though. And he's wearing the tiny spectacles. I love that. He's wearing the professor's glasses, and that just makes it even better. This big old professor. Laser gun. Eh. That satchel, though, I love it. It's just... It just makes it so much more interesting to see as well. Even has the padded elbow. I had a tweed jacket once, and I loved that thing to bits. But it didn't have any pads on the elbows. Which, it turns out they need those, because, guess what happens when you rub your elbows on stuff, and your thing is made, like, if tweed rubs up against stuff, it tears apart rather surprisingly easily. My jacket got so worn out, and we had to sell it, and it's so upsetting, because I loved that tweed jacket. It sucks, because funny, he's not even wearing tweed. That's what those pads are for, tweed. Like, that's why those types of jackets have those. That's where the leather patches on the elbows come from. Tweed jackets. I'm tempted to mark him lower just because he's not wearing tweed, and he should be. But no. This guy's design is just fun. He's getting... Maybe... He might be the highest B, period. I don't know if he's A. He's definitely not S, but... I'll be reorganizing these as we go. Let's see, next up is... Oh. Next up is Haze. Which I feel will be... She has the potential to be one of those polarizing characters, I think. Because from design character-wise, I think she looks rather bland, honestly. Let's see background, maybe that'll make me like her more. The Occult Security Investigation Commission is a black box government organization that makes the CIA look transparent. It falls on the men, women, and entities, and... Oh, I like that. Men, women, and entities. Oh, that's cute. The OSIC to keep the country safe from sinister forces that are beyond the capabilities of local law enforcement. So, what's that thing called? SWAT. She's basically SWAT. As a member of the notorious Sandman Division, Haze is routinely tasked with infiltrating the dreams of people of interest and assessing their threat level, and if needed, put them to sleep. Okay, I was right. That actually made me more like them more. Because one of their abilities puts people to sleep. She's not shadow-themed. She's more dream-themed. Okay, that actually makes... Fixation on... Okay. That makes this so much cooler. And that's why you read that stuff. With that theming in mind, that makes this make so much more sense. I mean, the outfit's still lame, because it's just a normal uniform. Like, that's it. But she sneaks in, targets someone specifically, puts them to sleep, infiltration of brain. Like, oh shit, it's just really cool. Now, I think my opinion of this character has been raised a lot more because of now doing that kind of thing. They might... Okay, moving him up to A, moving her into the high B. And see, before I read that, honestly, she would have been in D. I just found her boring. That's what learning can do. Learn stuff and change your entire perspective. Still not great. Theming wise, she'd be an A. And also, yeah, he goes on the next level because I just like how he is. Next up is... Let's see. Next is Infernus. Just looking at this guy, you can tell he's a bartender. Like he has a bandolier or ammo belt, whatever you want to call it. filled with shot glasses and a holster, 2 holsters with tumblers on them. That's amazing. That's genuinely just fucking amazing and stupid. And you can't see, but on his other shoulder he has that little towel. The one time I don't have a handkerchief, I was gonna show. Yeah. I'm gonna show you, but yeah. Like, you know, the towel where they'll have over their shoulder to wipe glasses down or clean up anything. This guy's just, he's a bartender. In fact, you can just look at him and tell that. Heck, you could even listen to his voice lines, like, very much bartender too. Oh, you need to be able to, I wish we could listen to voice lines from that, but no. No.
I'm not dealing with one type of patron. I'm dealing with another.
See? Immediately, you're like, oh yeah, bartender. That's great character design that you can just instantly peg that.
No more waiting. The time is now.
The hunt is on.
Grading can wait. Well then, looks like we have work to do.
You guys hear him now? Because I lowered it quite a bit.
Blood.
Splendid. Time for a little field work.
This guy gives grandpa vibes, you know? Or like cool uncle vibes. One of the two.
It's so nice to know that my years of antisocial behavior can be put to good use.
He's great.
Don't you worry. I got you.
I think he was made to be great. He is great, and I think he's probably going to be the highest ranked thing we have. Actually, yeah, no. He shoots. He doesn't even have a gun like everyone else. He uses finger guns. You know what? I don't even think I don't even need to read his backstory. He's gonna be an ass, I already know. Gonna listen to the next 3 characters' voice lines as well. Actually, let's just quickly listen to them all a little bit.
Al menos alguien me aprecia. I'll do anything to keep the people of Spanish Harlem safe. I'm a little more subtle than I look.
Not hard.
Let's go.
Al menos alguien me aprecia. If you need me, I got your back.
In life, I find that a positive outlook and the freeze ray makes all the difference in the world.
True on both accounts.
The anticipation. Oh, it's exciting, yes?
Help.
Time for an adventure. It may be the single mode, but I'm feeling very optimistic.
Looks like...
Of course you picked me. Prepare yourself for what's to come.
Well,
There's no turning back now.
united.
My debt to Oathkeeper will be paid.
A fun little fact. The Lash used to do an uppercut. And then I saw Bebop do an uppercut, and I knew right then and there that I would never do one again.
I'm ready.
Reason number 87, I'm better than Bebop. He's Bebop.
You won't.
Oh, I'll summon the patrons, and when I do, I know exactly what I'm wishing for.
So, you need an engineer, huh? Ready to do some field testing.
Oh.
Nothing I can't build.
When I come for you, you're gonna know it. There's just not a damn thing that you can do about it.
This should be fun.
Oh, I'll summon the patrons.
I'm ready.
Reason number 87, I'm better than Bebop. He's Bebop. A fun little fact. The Lash used to do an uppercut.
Nothing.
The only demons I can't punch are my own.
Ready to do some field testing.
I'm not dumb. I know a lot of people hate me. It's a curse, really. You know, it's just rule so hard that every mediocre soul in the city has to resent you.
So, you need an engineer, huh?
You see, not everyone can handle the weight of being the best fighter on God's green earth. You were looking to summon a god, right?
What's the point of building to...
Oh, I'll summon the patrons.
Do I love?
Fear is for lesser men. Bebop.
Okay, the reason I'm doing these 2 characters so much is because they have very telling lines that I haven't said any of them.
Ethics are for scientists that can't think big enough.
There's one.
You know, it's important to give back. That's why I'm taking 3% of my earnings a day and donating them to Lash Back. It's my charity dedicated to children who kind of suck.
Ready to do some field testing.
So, you need a couple tunnel rats, huh? Don't mind Maurice. He's not chatty around new people.
I represent Paradox, and we always get what we want.
Mo and I are a package deal.
I gave up my name to join Paradox. And it's a choice I would gladly make again.
There's nothing Maurice can't claw through.
People who say you can't outrun a bullet have a severe lack of imagination.
I got the gun, he's got the claws.
Time's wasting.
It's not the rats in New York they should worry about.
Time travel isn't a thing. Yet.
I am Krill, this is Maurice, and we are at your service.
In time, all men die.
So, you need a couple tunnel rats, huh?
This isn't about revenge.
I'm no one's pawn.
I'll do whatever it takes to keep this case from my father.
I have no equal.
I'm tired of lying to my friends and to myself.
My help comes with a price.
No more hiding.
This city suits me.
I think the worst part is that my father would be more proud of me if I was trying to kill him rather than trying to stop him.
This is business. Nothing more.
I'm tired of lying to my friends and...
So you've called on me.
I don't like to talk about my past, but I'm ready to move forward.
I'm no one's pawn.
No more hiding.
With these hands, I will destroy. And with these hands, I will rebuild.
My father's gift for my 18th birthday was a bullet to the chest. Today is my chance to say thank you.
That's a conversation starter.
Time to kill some monsters.
I was a child when they unjustly condemned me. I'll make the world a better place.
There's a lot of scary things out there, kid. I'm just scarier.
I don't have the luxury of morality. There are lives at stake.
The Baxter Society saved my life, and now I'm gonna save yours.
I'm not a witch. Witches are people. They have wants and dreams. All I have is revenge.
That's
and
sad.
the undying will to see it through.
That's just sad.
Leave this to a professional.
Justice is a fantasy for those who lack the conviction of revenge.
About time someone called me.
I'm not a witch.
This host will serve me well.
My family failed to protect this city once before. It cannot happen again.
You don't know how easy you have it on the surface.
The patrons must be stopped.
This host will serve me well.
I
was hoping that this suit would make people take the problems of the deep seriously. I'm not sure it's working.
The stakes are high, and I will rise to the occasion.
Greetings from the deep.
I'm duty-bound to fight.
You think I handle money? Please, that stuff is filthy.
私はこの名前に生まれたわけではありません。でもその名前に恥じないように頑張ります。
Friends are just acquaintances you feel bad for extorting.
容赦しないよ。
No one builds an empire without sacrifice.
私は兄の名前。
Thank God for vices.
勝ち時ま。
The great part about being a degenerate gambler is that you get really good at setting up your own action. Broke? Yeah. Bored? Never. I don't appreciate the news labeling some of my services as rackets. Who wouldn't love being protected by me?
Okay, there you go. I forgot what we're doing. Now we've gone through them all, so we don't need to listen to the voices anymore. So that should be better. And where were we? Infernus. Let's actually read his backstory. Like most teenagers, Infernus was wild, rebellious, and impetuous. Unlike most teenagers, Infernus was a creature from another plane and had a supernatural mastery over fire. Needless to say, his youth was filled with no small amount of arson, murder, and evidence disposal. But that was then. Now, an adult, Infernus has mellowed out considerably. He's happy working at a bar with good live music and talking to interesting people. That being said, when someone at the bar gets belligerent or violent, he's not afraid to dust off the skills he once honed. Yep. Though I do like that he isn't human. Like I said earlier, I think he's S. He was clearly made for that. And honestly, it works. You can't knock his vibes. And this is probably my favorite character. He's gargoyle. A gargoyle street rat type character. And something that I really gets me is that's not a crossbow. Those are magazines. It's a sawn-off assault rifle with 2 magazines. Like, that's first off very good theming, because you take the medieval type of like monster and you give them a medieval looking weapon, but it's a modern thing, and that's just cool. They have powers over vines, which comes across very well with you know, the vines all over them and their gun. Might actually be even helping them fire it the way it's draped over it like that, which would help with the you know, the fact that it's sawn off to an insane degree. They've got tattoos and marks on them. Well, not they, she. She has tattoos and marks on them. On her. Well, she actually carries people around using her tail, which has a spike like that. And I'm going to actually show you the sandbox of her because there's a couple things you can't see here. First off, the wings are massive.
Ready to fly?
Tail, that. And the fact that you can see has number 4 on her back. Cracks all over. Like, would those be counted as scars, you think? Because statue, cracks would be scars. And in fact, I don't know how I didn't... Yeah, like, look at that. The loading animation is stupid. Wait. Yep, the same people who made Team Fortress. Loading does not make sense. It also has a tail, which, there you go. Yeah, it definitely was part of a building and not just born one of them. Born like this. Or mutated. That tail is a decoration. And the fact that she uses it like this as a zip line, that is just amazing. Something I do love most, though, is the fact that, hey, they didn't make the gargoyle look like a human. They made it look like a gargoyle. You'd think they wouldn't need to do that, but think of like League of Legends. If this was League of Legends, either she would be a guy, or she would just look like a model with gray skin and gargoyle wings, or be a yordle. One of those 3 things. Either way, they would not have that face, and that is amazing. Just moss on the feet. It's like spider webbing and cracks and scars, and that's just so cool. This is genuinely my favorite design. In the background, it's a long one. The gargoyle didn't know what was happening when it sprang to life. Just that a big human and a small human were being hurt. So, the gargoyle leapt into action. Hang on, sorry. Music's gone again. The gargoyle didn't know what was happening when it sprang to life. Just that a big human and a small human were being hurt. So, the gargoyle leapt to action, sending the attackers fleeing in horror. The small human said thank you and asked the gargoyle's name. But the gargoyle didn't have one, so the small human said, I'm gonna call you Ivy. The gargoyle, being covered in ivy at the time, thought it was a bit obvious, but decided to go along with it for the small human's sake. The humans asked if Ivy would come home with them so they could show her appreciation, and so Ivy walked with them. That night she learned much. Family would call their Avios, the little one Sophia. Mofongo is what they called a plate of deliciousness. But most importantly, she learned that the people attacking them were called the Mendoza Syndicate. And they were hurting people. Nice people like the Arios. 18 years had passed since the day the Arios took Ivy home, and during that time she made it her mission to dismantle the Mendoza Syndicate and free Spanish Harlem from its grasp. However, the thing about dedicating your life to a single pursuit for nearly 2 decades is that you don't really know what to do once you achieve it. For the first time in her life, Ivy is prepared to venture outside of the Spanish Harlem and see what the world has to offer beyond vigilante justice. So yeah, that's cool. And probably the most, I think, might actually be one of the most. Let's see, she is the second longest backstory. Yeah. And she is also, like I mentioned, I am biased. I like monster characters, so cool. S-class. S-class design. And pretty darn good execution. Next up. Hang on, sorry, I forgot to flip to this. Next up is going to be Kelvin. Which, there are 3 ways you can do a cold character, like ice thieving. You could have them sleek and polished. You could have them modern, wearing furs and stuff. Like, not furs. Modern, like, jackets and snow gear. You can have them old, like, wild furs, leather, stuff like that. This guy is somehow a good blend of all of the modern and the old school look. Like, he's clearly wearing like modern type stuff, like snow gear underneath. But he's also wearing a massive pelt. I think that might be a giant bone on his back. If he's carrying around the bone of a frost giant, that's just gonna be amazing. He's also very, very jolly, which is another weird trope that ice characters have. With ice characters, you either have them be cold or very flippin' jolly. One of the two. You're never gonna have someone who's just normal. This guy, let's find out. But let's see. A famed adventuring scientist. Yep, checks out. He has a freeze ray. Kelvin made his life. Oh, I just realized his name is Kelvin, like the degrees. Life's mission to explore and understand the unknowable. So naturally, when rumors regarding an 8th astral gate hidden in the Arctic. 8th? Kelvin couldn't build an expedition team fast enough. Assembling the brightest minds of his generation, Kelvin and his team set forth with much fanfare. They never returned. He did, clearly. A year and a half later, the frozen body of Kelvin was found by a fishing... Oh, I guess he never returned on his own. That's fair. Was found by a fishing trawler. His corpse clutching a rock Oh, that's just a rock, etched with glowing runes. The crew chipped away at the ice, looking to get a close look at the body when they were and was shocked when Kelvin opened his eyes. They checked his vitals. There was no pulse. They sought to bandage his open wounds. There was no blood. Yet impossibly, Kelvin was alive. Having no memory of what happened on the expedition, Kelvin is looking for answers. Oh, so he's a zombie man. That is really cool. Almost like a modern day, like Draugr or something. It's not rotted and all that. Like, he's a zombie, basically. But an ice themed one, so he's actually perfectly preserved. That's actually really cool. You don't see that often. It's usually the undead will always be rotting, but since he's also ice themed, he's perfectly preserved. That's really flipping cool. This guy's A, high A. Like, no doubt about it. Maybe I'd say S, but these two have their vibes are too good to be matched. In fact, I think I'm lowering you down. See. Oh, I think that's right. Yeah, that's about right. This is right. Actually, no, yeah. Yeah, no, this is right. And there's been no D's. Honestly, there might not be any. So next up we have Lady Geist. Which funny, Geist has not not Poltergeist themed in any way, I think. Oh wait, before I read, she gives Cruella de Vil vibes, don't she? That old rich woman thing. Snub-nosed pistol, which I kind of dislike. The only snub-nosed pistol I think I've ever seen that I've liked is also in this game. It's the one that Abrams is holding. That's only because that thing is the size of a grenade launcher. Like, Jesus Christ, who gave him that gun? Because that thing would break every bone in your arm. Like, I'm not, like, look at how big his finger is compared to this thing. And look at how big a normal finger is compared to those things. Like, look at the trigger. Like, that fits perfectly. This one could fit like three or four of his fingers in it. And he has massive fingers, because he's a giant of a man. This thing is big enough that, I don't know. Put a euphemism or a anecdote or whatever here. It's fucking huge. The bullets of that pistol are bigger than a shotgun shell. Where am I? There we go. As a matter of fact, that gun alone might actually boost. Yeah, I genuinely did forget about that gun when I was ranking him. You know what? He's getting low beat here because that gun. Actually, yeah, no. Swapping him and Bebop, because that fudging gun makes the guy. Like, yeah. Okay, now her. Let's see her backstory. That arm makes this model, though. Like, she's not going to be highly rated, probably even the C's as well. And unless their backstory makes it change. But look at that design. That arm makes this, and in fact it has like medical equipment as well. In fact, let's quickly take a look into what the actual 3D model looks like. There's a weird case there. There's like a purse marking on it. Standard. I'm guessing she's going to hold onto that with the hand. Yep.
I paid the price. Now die! Your vitality belongs to me. It's not my time to die. Soon you will suffer.
Yep, okay, yeah, about as expected. Though the pose, since she's basically always side, like the enemy will always see her side, basically, and that's kind of fun. She ain't aiming straight, she's always aiming to the side. And that definitely resembles like medical equipment or something. No, wait a second. Is that a lock? Hang on. That's a padlock. Yeah, tell me that doesn't look like a padlock. Why is that thing padlocked to her arm? It's like bulging out a bit too. And you can almost see like the original arm beneath, almost. Like you can see like bones, I think. No, wait, no, that's just the veins, causing contrast. I do like that the dress is green as well. Like, looks black, but if it's in light, you can tell. Has a feather headdress, not headdress, like hair clip, earrings. Very, honestly, Envy themed in a way. That padlock, though. Wait, all I know is that she died and she made a deal with something. But she talks about it in her lines. And this arm...
Your life is mine.
Is that arm feeding her the life of whatever she takes? Because if so, that's actually a really cool idea. Now let's read her background. Okay. Once... Hang on. Sorry. Once Lady Jean Geist... Jean Geist was the toast of the town. But as time passed and her beauty faded, she found herself further and further from her glory days in high society. Until she was nothing more than a frail woman in a nursing home. Oh, she had a massive glow up then, huh? Just look at that glow stick on her armor. Until she was nothing but a frail woman in a nursing home, telling stories of a glorious past. That's when Oathkeeper revealed himself. A powerful spirit from another plane, Oathkeeper offered her a path to reclaim her past glories. He could restore her youth. All she had to do was drain the essence of a living to sustain herself. Geist was torn. Obviously, murder was ghoulish business, and undoubtedly Oathkeeper was not an entity that could be trusted. But still, the thought of having a second chance of reliving her youth was too good to pass up. And so she concocted a plan. After making a pact with Oathkeeper, she would bind him and ward him, limiting his influence and pull over her. Oathkeeper would still get fed, but on her terms, not his. However, as years have turned to decades, the strength of the ward has weakened, and Oathkeeper hungers more than he ever has in the past. Oh, do you think that's Oathkeeper's arm, then? Oh, if so, that just makes this much cooler. It's locked. That's why it's padlocked. That's why the padlock is there. Oh, that's so cool now, actually. Because now that you know that about her, it makes so much more sense. That's padlocked. He's basically sealed in the arm. And she's using him to feed. Oh, that is... She's gone from, again, this is the second time this has happened, one of the least interesting designs have become far, far cooler. Oh, that's so cool. That means... to rank her, let's see. Honestly, it might even go to A with her backstory. Yeah, I'm definitely going to end up reorganizing all these at the end. I like her far more than I like him. Not as much as this guy, though. Seriously, that is just a cool thing. Oh, that's so cool. With the padlock, because I was questioning the padlock, because like, I thought it was medical equipment at first, because with the pack on the back, maybe it was life support. No, it's not. It is... She's sealed basically a demon, a spirit or whatever. She made a deal with that spirit, and then she basically betrayed it, and that's why her arm is like that. That's so flipping cool. Wow. Jacob Lash is an asshole. That is his entire backstory. And you know what? It comes across in design. Why does he have a leather on his knee? He has whatever that is. He has magics, I guess. I can't tell what that is on his back, so we're gonna have to look at him there, but... He has, like, something there, like a weird... Castus, basically. A lot of rope. Built out his name. Lash. Let's see. Oh, that's a gun! I forgot that all the characters had to have guns. Still, I find it funny that he's not using the brass knuckles.
I could do this all day. Taking you out.
Okay. I mean, yes, with the... No, not... I guess because that's the shooting hand. Though you can't shoot while on the railing, which I don't get, but I do at the same time. It doesn't make sense. I know that. I didn't even know I could go in here. Oh yeah, there's neutral enemies too. Characters too. And let's see. I do like that he actually does use both fists for that. And that thing on his back is that an anchor? That's a fucking anchor, isn't it? That is an actual goddamn anchor. Popeye vibes, then.
You want to mess with the Lash?
I wish he used the anchor.
Die strike.
When his
you want a piece
attacks.
of the Lash?
Okay, let's see. Hang on.
I'll whip them into shape. The only thing they'll be able to do is watch in horror.
Okay, we're gonna have to wait the 30 seconds because I want to see if that last attack.
Dropping in. We're not losing to them.
I want to see if that last attack actually uses the anchor. It probably won't, but gotta check. Metal and yeah, well, metal skin. That's cool. Yeah, because this game has a ton of characters with prosthetics, which is cool. And let's see. No, but you do have the pit stains on a tank top. This stains, sweat stains. Jeez. There was a foghorn when he did that attack. So this guy is very lightly sailor themed, which also explains the ropes. Sailors you'll not find someone who knows how to tie knots better than a sailor, and okay. So he's sailor themed, so like an asshole Popeye without the spinach. Okay, cool. Honestly, I'm gonna give. Okay, high B, definitely. He's just an asshole, but he's a good asshole. Actually, I think he might even be better than this guy, so like that. I can't. He doesn't have enough backstory for me to rank him higher than B, or yeah. Character-wise. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go over this whole thing at the end. This whole list at the end. And you couldn't see what I was doing. I was swapping them around. You'll see. At the end, I'm gonna have to go through this whole list and then just basically do it again. Okay, now let's see. Next character I'm going to rank is... I think it's... Oh, yeah. McGinnis. Who is an amoral engineer. Holding... Again, I don't know what that counts as. It's like an unholy fusion of a railgun, a motorcycle, and a chainsaw. And it's none of them. And what gets me is that it's not using any of her 4 abilities. Even the one that uses rockets or shoots stuff comes from that thing on her back. That feels like a missed opportunity, honestly. But, as far as character design goes, the most interesting detail I find on her is that because name an engineer character. They have a wrench, don't they? It doesn't matter who you were thinking of. They had a wrench. He has a hammer. Something else that pretty much every other engineer character you can think of has. They're interested in building things more than she is more interesting. She's more interested in the fun part of the weapons, using them. At least as far as what I got from her character, and that's just interesting. Just watch. She probably has a wrench on the other side, don't she? Maggie McGinnis always had a knack for building things. At age 4, she was using Lincoln logs to create architectural marvels. At 10, we fear that Lincoln logs thing is surprisingly common. If someone uses those, they know how to build. At age 10, she built and rewired a custom light fixture for her parents' anniversary. I know that's supposed to sound impressive, but it's not. It's really not. At 15, she designed a machine that redefined the souls of the dead. Okay, that one's interesting. That last one got a little bit more attention to linking logs, yeah. I mean, wasn't there a kid who, like, at 12, somewhere between 8 and 12, built an actual nuclear reactor? A fantasy character should not be falling behind there. Honestly, that's a bit slow. Now, the head of the Fairfix Industries military R&D department, McGinnis spends her time in a machine shop, not in a lab. She's not interested in theory. To her, science is magic you can touch. Okay. Let's see. I think this might be one of the lowest ranked characters. Yeah, no, straight up the lowest. Because looking at all them, I think she ranks lower than them all, design-wise. Might even be a D, honestly. Yeah, no. Yeah, thinking on it. Yeah, she's... Looking at who we got ahead. And who is up here. I think she's definitely the worst design. Huh. There always has to be one, I suppose. And yeah, you get her deal from looking at her, but... Name an engineer type character. Tell me that they're not wearing an outfit that's somewhat similar to this. I can think of 3 off the bat. I can think of like 2 off the bat that do have this exact same thing going on. Except for their cannon. And yeah, that's not... Yeah. So yeah, this is what this looks like now. Next up is Mo and Krill. And they're going to be ranked extremely highly, I think. Not like either top of A or bottom of S. There's giant mole man with gauntlets, I guess. And yeah, that's definitely a mole because the feet. Or maybe it might be a pig because I've seen pig toes. They are extended. Hang on a second. Let's check real quick. Oh, that thing. This guy's pale. Hang on, let's check this. Oh, yeah, that might be pig. Hard to tell because it's moving, but... I think that he might actually be pig. It's hard to tell, because... And before someone says the nose, pigs aren't the only one who have that kind of nose. Especially when this character's whole thing is... Digging. Yeah, I genuinely don't know if this guy's pig or mole. Could be both, I guess. Just a fusion. That guy's definitely a chimp. Or just a... Oh, what's that? What's that monkey-looking character that you find in Lovecraft stories? Could be that kind of thing. The 8 Men people. Which, don't look into them more, because they're just more racist the more you dig into it. But I do like this, because that big guy, little guy has been a thing in for centuries. So, yeah. It's tradition. Like the... Oh gosh, look at that little shotgun thing on the side. For the ammo.
Here, time in your eye.
Just hurl sand at them.
Let's dig. We will never yield. We have you now.
Yeah, cool. Now, let's see their background. Mo and Krill are members of the Tunnel Rats, a group that helps facilitate illicit trade and commerce between the boroughs thanks to a network of underground tunnels. But while most denizens of the New York underworld respect the work the Rats do, every once in a while a gang tries to exploit the tunnel system for personal vendettas. That's when Mo and Krill step in and remind the city what happens to those who disrespect their hospitality. Cool. So I think, well, that doesn't tell them. That doesn't tell us much of anything about them. Just tells us that's their job. Okay, I think they're gonna, yeah, they're ranked pretty high. Honestly, they would be ranked higher if I could tell what the fudge Mo was supposed to be. Like, Krill is definitely like Monkey Man. Look at them. If I could tell what Mo was supposed to be. Like, even those toes, I can't tell if they're just elongated pig hooves or just like feet. Can't tell. Because I can't tell, I can't really. Here's the thing, it could go either way, because pig hooves are weird. I only know that because my nana had a pig pet. Like an indoor pet pig. Oh yeah, let's see. But the fact that Krill's like a Lovecraftian reference, I love that. Not Lovecraftian, like Eldritch type. Yeah, I don't know. So these two getting ranked high up here. Let's see. High A. Big guy, little guy. You gotta respect it. Actually, no. Lower than these two. Because again, it would be ranked higher if it was like clear what he was. Like, I don't know. In fact, the only thing I would change, I guess, of him would be make it more clear. Like, if it's a pig wearing like digging mole gauntlets, give it the pig ears. If it's a mole, give it a more like recognizably mole nose. You know? Because as it is, it's a bit this. I'm leaning towards mole though, but the fact that it is unclear kind of makes me like that. Also, I wish that Mo had a tail. That'd be hilarious. If it was just straight up a monkey and just two animals. Instead of chimp man. I guess it could just be a normal chimp, but still. I say that mostly because there's another character who's also like that same Lovecraft type reference. Next up, we got Paradox. Yeah. They got the whole time thing. What they have on their back is an hourglass as well, like a massive hourglass. And I think they're cyborg as well. Time-based. They have the pocket watch as well. Blue Rose. They look like a comic book character, like an old. They look like they look like a comic book character from the Fallout universe. That's what they look like. Also, I just noticed that this has clipping on it. This clipping issue right here. That is a clipping issue, because that whole thing isn't see-through. The collar's it's also clipping through there. Oh, that's sad. Because this character is cool. But the pose art here has obvious clipping. There, it's clipping through there. Here, it's clipping through it's clipping through the lapel here. I think it might just be that might just be on top of it actually, but it's still shame. Let's see their background. Paradox, an artifact of time in the name of a notorious thieves guild. One that prides themselves on constructing elaborate heists that target the most untouchable of individuals and institutions. What does Paradox do with the countless artifacts, state secrets, and celebrity paternity tests that they have stolen? Put it on display at pop-up museums, so that they can show the world that no one's out of their reach. That's actually clever. That is actually really clever. Put it, like, it's like Robin Hooding, but not. Stealing it, and then just putting it up in public for, like, whatever to happen. Did not peg this character as a thief, though. Honestly, not at all. Shrouded in a mystery, each member of Paradox dons a mask and takes on the organization's name. That is not a mask. Unless it is. It's hard to tell. They are nowhere, and if they want something, they are inevitable. Yeah, we heard her mention that she lost her identity. It's hard to tell what's happened, but that's good, I guess. They're supposed to be mysterious. This is supposed to be a nebulous member, like just a member of the entire organization. That's it. They're just a representative of them. But I do like the fact that usually, like if this was League of Legends, we would see her face. It would just like it would have that maybe that thing on the mouth, but the vest would be shown. You would see the rest of their head, like because that's what the design is. They're like, oh, let's sex appeal. Dude, no. Leave mask characters in the mask. Too many things, no matter what they are, will always do that. Like, oh, this character, they're themed around their mask. Why aren't they wearing it? Well, because we wanted people to see their face and like them, or because the actor said they had to not wear the mask because they wanted their face to be out there. I hate that so much. So, you are going to go into. Let's see. You are going. I respect them a lot more because the mask as well. And the fact that you're a thief, so here. IA. But yeah, you can see this. Yeah, the character designs are all pretty darn good. And let's see, now to go back, we're almost done, I think. Oh, I say that we have 8 more to go. Jesus, there's a 21. Oh yeah, there's 21 heroes, I guess. Hope this does well. Oh well. I'm doing this because I want to do it. That's it. Always wanted to make a tier list, so let's make them. So that's why I'm making one. I've always wanted to do it. So they do. Oh, so they tend to do quite surprisingly well. So yeah. Everyone wants to know if something's better than something else. Though this isn't about stats or how they play, so I don't know. Let's see, next character, let's go. Pocket. I'm gonna try to do these a bit faster as well, because it's been an hour. Pocket, now that Pocket's interesting because they're a mage. They have wizard vibes. But they don't know but they don't actually use magic themselves. All these things here. Number 1, 3, and 4 all use the briefcase. Either opening it to let something out, or hiding in it. And 2, they just take off their jacket and throw it at you, and teleport to the jacket. They're not doing any magic themselves, and that is surprising. They're very wizard themed, like pretty boy wizard type, but they're not a wizard. They don't do magic. They use magic. It's like an artificer versus wizard, and that's cool. Let's see the background that they don't want to talk about. Aaron Fairfax, the eldest heir to the Fairfax Industries, has been living in hiding the past 5 years after being shot and left for dead on their 18th birthday. Jesus. Oh, this isn't a guy. Okay, cool. Think. Yeah. Okay, they're gender neutral. Fuck yeah. My best friend is gender neutral. Fuck yeah. Aaron doesn't know who is trying to keep them from taking control of their parents' company, but in the avarice-fueled Viper's nest that is Fairfax Industries, it could be anyone. Taking on the name Pocket, Aaron desperately wants to keep their true identity a secret, not only for their own protection, but because they want to forge their own identity separate from their parents. Cool. Good kid. And honestly, I am biased, and as such, I am going to probably make them higher just because the agender thing. Sorry about the dogs, if you can hear them. Let's see, they would have been honestly high B here. Actually, no, since he's there. Here. Oh, so you're getting dropped down to... No, why am I doing that? I don't know why it was like, oh, this needs to be balanced. Like, no, it doesn't. Things are allowed to be good. They need to be allowed to be good. Sorry about the dog. Very yappy. Since I don't know anything about editing, I think I might end up as well might split this in half, I don't know. Nah. Let's see, where am I doing? Next, let's see. This is a longer one. But I said this before, like, in my last video, like, this guy is... Like, first off, I'm going to ignore the elephant and talk about the weapon, because that is cool. It's like a hybrid of a Tommy gun and a Tesla cannon and a flamethrower all at once and in the weirdest way. Like that front stock, that's Tommy gun. This back thing, Tommy gun. Flipping issue, ignoring that. Has that cool thing that makes that's why it reads Tesla cannon or something. It's like this. Oh, it's just cool and weird. And then they hit the rest of the design. Criminal, like, immediately screams. Criminal poltergeist. With electric powers. Like, immediately. Like, it's the Tesla things up here. Like, they look like looks like they were on the electric chair. And they won. And they almost look like they're fused of different people. I don't think they are, but they almost look like it. They got like jumper cables hanging off. Like, oh, this is... It just reeks of amazing. This is going to be S-Class. And I also know that this is going to be polarizing. Not because people don't like the character. People will love this type of character. They might even say it's going to be either overliked or overhated. Or it's going to be over something. People are also going to hate playing against them. Because they just look like they're a powerhouse. And I feel like they are going to be a powerhouse. Now let's see his backstory, which is the longest one of the game. When mystic energy awoke on Earth, the world was changed. Anything was possible. But just because anything was possible, didn't mean that anything should be possible. And so the government made rules, laws, a means for U.S. citizens to enjoy the benefits of the supernatural world in safety, which is fair, honestly. If they could suddenly the world had powers, people would need to adapt to that. But rules and laws are for lesser men. Men with limitations. Men who are not Seven. There are many rumors about what Seven did to land himself in the Lost Whisper, and oubliette for the most dangerous of occultists. There's no doubt that what happened on the night of his execution. There's no doubt about what... I think it should be doubts. There's no doubts about what happened on the night of his execution. Wards placed by the most powerful virtuous of 7 different nations. Oh, that's why 7. Also, because 7 is a magic number or something like that. It's one of those things. Sort of like rule of 3s, almost. Wards designed to not just prevent mystical interference with the execution, but to simultaneously obliterate 7 souls so it could never be contacted, resurrected, or otherwise be used by someone looking to follow in his footsteps. Failed. Okay, yeah, that's a bit worded weirdly, I think. It should, I think, at the end, because yeah, it's been too long since you said what you were talking about. At that point, you need to put like wards that failed. Onlookers viewed in horror as the strongest mentalist employed in the U.S. Army's head. In the U.S. Army's, as the strongest mentalist employed by the U.S. Army. Army's head popped like a grape. They screamed as Scotland Yard's premier occult investigator, the one who allegedly captured Seven, tumbled to ash. Seven's body buckled and writhed against his restraints, his skin burning from eldritch electricity. And yet he would not die. He laughed. He laughed as he tore himself free from his bondage. He laughed as his captors cowered in fear. He laughed as he massacred his tormentors. He laughed as he tasted the fresh air that was denied to him for years. And he laughed when he thought about what he was going to do once he reached New York City. Ooh. Yep, no, S class character. Automatic. Good character design. Amazing design. Fantastic story. Yeah, no. Undeniably an S tier character. Middle of S. Honestly better than the bartender. But I'm fucking biased with this one, so. Embrace your biases. As long as they don't hurt other people. Also, I just noticed these two connect up next to each other, and I don't know why. Is that like a smudge on my screen? No. Huh. There's like a blue light between these two. Or maybe, hang on. Was it behind them, I think? I don't know. Let's check. Yeah, it's not here. Oh, this is where I should have actually taken those pictures from. Much more detail. Now we're on to Elvis. Shiv. Leads out yeah. This is the other Monkey Man character, because, you can see it better here. That nose, that jaw, that thing. Tell me this guy doesn't make you feel like... He has, like, primate face. In a good way, though. Honestly, it might just be the sideburns, honestly, but I feel like it. But I love this guy's vibes. He's just Elvis impersonator in an amazing way. It's stupid and so dorky, and I love that. Also, that arm looks familiar a bit. The way that bit goes out. Let's read his backstory, huh? So I don't need to say anything else, because it's an Elvis impersonator. He's with a very slight, like, primate vibes. Wow, that's not... A loyal member of the Baxter Society, an interdimensional order of monster hunters. Shiv travels across North America looking to put down creatures that prey on the living. While its less polished nature and criminal past makes some of the more traditional members of the society wary, no one can deny his effectiveness. So nothing about Elvis or anything. He's just like that. Okay, I can dig it. I'm putting him... Honestly, low A, if only because he's not much more than an Elvis impersonator. Vibes-wise, you know? He's better than Lash, definitely. But we don't get much on this guy. Honestly, yeah. Like I said, I will be like going over this and reorganizing it all at the end. Like, basically there'll be this video, and then there'll be another very short video ranking them all again in a more condensed fashion. And then we have Vindicta. That is, just put it Vendetta. Vindicta is just weird. Okay, now let's see. Now let's see. We have, yep, like I said before, very like Salem type thing, like big dress, no shoes though, like Wild Child type style. Like, if a character's not wearing shoes, good chance that they're usually either very like feral type of character, wild, or they're like an outcast, like they're not part of society. Like something about I don't know why, but for some reason in fiction, like at least character design wise, shoes have something to do with society. Like if you're not wearing shoes, you're not part of society. Weird, but it's how it is. Ooh, like the hair. It's not even in a. That's not even in a braid. It's just a twist. Also, the sniper rifle and the fact that they're a ghost, by the way. Obviously, like no color skin. They fly. Background. Ooh, a victim of John Haythorne during the Salem witch trials. I almost said the John Wick trials. Vindicta had the second chance of life when her spirit was brought back to the mortal plane during the first maelstrom. The event that introduced the supernatural to the public at large. I want to see a game about that event, or book. That would be really cool. Waging a one-ghost war against the Friends of Humanity. A neo-inquisition formed by Hawthorne's descendants. Vindicta looks to keep the supernatural safe from Hawthorne's ilk, and isn't afraid to stack as many bodies as needed to do it. Guilt sniper. Protect people. Also, it's surprisingly enough a talker, because her lines are surprisingly long. And as for ranking-wise, I'm going to say probably... I mean, you get across the entirety of the characters and all that, like, almost immediately, you know? It's between A and S. Either going to be the lowest of the S or the highest of A. Yeah, let's go with the lowest of S. Let's say about the same as these guys. Almost done. And it's good because my throat's beginning to hurt. Talking this long. I wonder if it sounds different. Next up is Viscous, who, as far from what we've gathered from what they say and how they look, I'm gonna guess there's some sort of like Eldritch, like Deep One or something like that. Supposed to be like an envoy. I love them. They're flippin' adorable. Highest ranked character that's not gonna be an S. Like that's immediate. But, oh, huh? Sorry, I just did not expect the first line. The Bermuda Triangle was never a myth. It was a shadow line nexus deep beneath the Atlantic Ocean. For the most part, the things that escaped this astral gate were benign, like Nessie. What? But now something dark and predatory, known only as the adversary, hunts the seas, and ocean denizens are scared to death. One of those inhabitants, a psychic sea anemone, wants to do something about it. A what? Summoning an ectoplasmic goo body to traverse the surface. Viscous is desperately trying to summon the patrons in order to keep the deep safe from the horror that lurks below. I thought they were like below a city. And I will say though, nothing about this character screams anemone in the slightest. Like, which is kind of interesting, because, like, I guess it's good that you're not immediately getting what the whole character's thing is. And I don't know how I feel about the fact that that's not... I thought they were like a slime wearing a suit, to stay beyond the surface with people. No, they're an anemone controlling a bunch of ectoplasm. They're flippin' see it. I don't... Honestly, I think this is the first time they're learning about them actually made me like them slightly less. Not because it's bad, but because it doesn't come through in the design in the slightest. Like, yeah, like, nothing about their design shares what their backstory is. I don't think any of their lines allude to the fact that they're a sea anemone. Yeah, this one, interesting. Okay, originally my place was going to be around here, but learning that... yeah, I'm definitely having to reorder this list. Here, for now. Here. Because it's not just... This whole thing is just characters, so... Next up is... the Warden. Okay. his design is almost entirely just Warden or cop, you know? He's like the soldier from TF2 if he was a policeman. The only thing that I really have to say about his design at all that's like, oh, this is actually unique and interesting. Like, everything else is just, like, even this ropes, it's like, it's just the ropes. Just using them instead of handcuffs, you know? Is these keys... Like, hang on, because you probably can't see this that well. See that key? Those keys? Those are old keys. Like, hundreds to thousand-year-old keys. Not thousands. I don't think they've been around 2,000 years ago, definitely. But those are old as heck. And that's genuinely the most... Yeah. That's the most interesting part of the design, is because... What? Why is he carrying around ancient keys? Because people don't make those keys anymore, which means they lock something up. It's old. So, what is he the warden of? What do those keys unlock? That's like, normal character that has one off thing is something I do enjoy. Like, for example, her. Most of her pretty normal, like you would expect this character anywhere, except that arm. And that arm makes everything tie together. It's like, because that arm is like an ancient thing. Like, that's a spirit in that arm. And then there's like, this guy. He's, like, surprisingly enough, if you took off that fur, he'd be pretty normal. But he's also carrying a giant bone. Like, it's a rock, but I call it a bone. So why? And that makes it interesting. This guy, he's normal except for the fact that he's a demon. Or spirit, or a djinn, or whatever. Like, if he had normal skin, no fire powers, I could see a bartender just looking like this. Yes, I am including the holstered tumblers and shot glasses. I could see a bartender doing that, like, genuinely. And they'd be a fun bartender, you know that. She's just wearing a uniform. In fact, I'm probably going to lower her again, just because I don't like that. She's just a character wearing a uniform. Yeah, yeah. No, this guy. I like him. He's good. He has good vibes. And then you have him, the warden. Pretty unique, except, and pretty, whatever the opposite of unique is. I'm in place. Except for those keys. So, what do they do? What do they open? Let's find out. Sorry for a bit of a pause. Took him out. Him. Hey, Scrappy. Hey. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Come here. Eat you from there. It's the other dog you're hearing. Okay. Where was I? Oh yeah, it's gonna read his backstory. Most people think the supernatural came into the world 50 years ago. They're wrong. are you doing in the bathroom? Take that stick. Look back up. It's Migo. My niece and nephew are sleeping right now, so that's why we can't have them in the same room. Okay, now where was I? No? Yes, here we go. Most people think the supernatural came into the world 50 years ago. They're wrong. Its presence shaped folklore for generations, and as long as there have been people who pray to the shadows, there have been those who dedicated their lives to fighting in them. Coming from a lineage of militant alchemists, Warden's family always trained for— oh, that's why he has that flask. Okay. Warden's family trained for the day when he would have to stave off the mystic apocalypse. But as time passed, the importance of the lessons seemed less and less important. What once was viewed as a sincere warning slowly morphed into being perceived as an amusing anecdote told by their superstitious grandparents. When the portal opened in Central Park, Warden's parents realized not only was everything they were told was true, they were unprepared. Refusing to let the next generations fall asleep on the job, Warden was trained since birth to be a supernatural killing machine with one purpose: stopping the patrons from ever entering our world. Okay, cool. Which means those keys are genuinely very flippin' important. I do hate how generic this guy looks for his backstory. Like, it fits the name, but from what it looks like, that's his actual name, and that's not, and that's like, it's a bit of a letdown. Fantastic backstory, stupid design with one cool detail. So let's rank this guy. And this is gonna be hard because, you know what? Here. Better than Pockets. Actually, no, just worse than Pockets, better than the Anemone. And 2 left. One left, pretty much, but you'll see why in a minute. Now with Wraith. Wraith is cool. A combination between gambler, like a combination between a gambler, mafia member, and a street and a magician, like a stage magician. All of those 3 things mixed together into one very flippin' cool design. Card themed and all that. It's just, it really ties together. Those massive mannequin arms underneath. Like, oh, they're one-handing a 2-handed gun because of that. And that's cool. Heck, not only are they one-handing it, they have both hands in their pockets. That's stupid and I like it. Yes, I know it's offline. Oh, that's a bit sad. It's very short. The cornerstone of New York's gambling scene, Wraith's organization is about as open and secret as it comes. However, thanks to a non-trivial amount of bribes, shakedowns, and blackmail, Wraith knows that she's above the law. That's flippin' boring. There's like another case of like very cool design. Stupidly short backstory. The only character who I actually liked that on, that short kind of backstory on, was Lash, because he's just an asshole, and that's fucking funny. That's a good joke. Her though, it's too short. Like, what the heck is with those arms? Why does she know card magics? Well, I guess gambler itself. What's her organization? Does it even have a name? Oh. If the backstory was actually was decent, then she would have been an S class. Since it's bad, she has to be around the other two characters have no backstory. Okay, now for the last character, and then if you're watching this on YouTube, there's gonna be another video where I'm going to show this one, have a shorter version of it, and redo it again, but much more precise. Not precise, short. Basically, I'm just gonna take like 5 minutes to redo it. And the reason why I'm giving that conversation now is because with the last character, the design is really cool. Very much noble samurai demon type of character, it looks like. I say demon because fucking head. He looks like if one of the characters from what was it called? You look like if Manny Cavaldera was alive and trans. Like, yeah. And I don't know anything about you because, yeah. I try and look up what that actually says real quick. Okay, from what I found, this is what it actually says. Kaori, born into a home of a crime syndicate boss and her brother. Right, Kaori, born into the home of a crime syndicate boss and her brother Yamato, had always been aware of their destiny to take over the operations of the Seventh Moon after their father's death. For many years, they'd run the organization together, bringing in profits and success, while also planning an expansion into America. The plan was simple. Kaori would remain in Japan to oversee some domestic operations while Yamato would go to America to establish an international base. Unfortunately for the siblings, some of the subordinates did not take kindly to the idea of Kaori being in command of Japan. The rebellion was swift and violent thanks to Yamato, who sacrificed his life to protect her. Kaori managed to escape from Japan to America with a handful of loyal subordinates. In America, the group was welcomed by someone who was supposed to greet Yamato. A man unfamiliar with Japanese names mistakenly called Kaori Yamato. Kaori considered correcting the mistake, but then decided the best way to honor her brother's memory was to take on his name and fulfill his dream. That's actually really flippin' sweet. That's really flippin' cool, and very much so. The reason she's called Yamato is because that was her brother's name. Too bad I had to look something else up to find it. Like, oh, that's like finding that out made me like her much more. But I really dislike the fact that you have to look it up when, like, I get it. The joke is they don't really know Japanese. I mean, they don't know English. I think that's the joke. But still, that's just why. So let's see. Design-wise, like, it's very stated. It's very good, but it's, you know what it is. I still don't understand the head shape thing, but it's unique and distinct. Middle of A. So this is what it looks like for now. And now, to remake it. Can I just take all these down? Okay. Here we go, starting over, and we'll see here. Okay, and we're gonna, let's see, all these property put together. I'd say 7 is definitely A. Abrams, high B, I think, middle of B, I think. He's A, he's built for A. Well, but cool design, cool backstory, but it's very generic, honestly. An A once you know her story, which I guess makes her high B. I just like his vibes. You're A, I suppose, because very unique, but yeah. You're C as well. Good design. Actually, no, I like to watch it too much. Top of you get top of C. Funny enough, next to Bebop, who you hate, and who Bebop also hates. You're top of S because my bias, though realistically you'd be bottom of it. You get A because your backstory with your name. Names are part of designs too, you know. You get high, you get low A. You get S, bottom of S. You're F because you're just boring. Bottom of A because I love your design. Hate that you have no real backstory. Pocket, you're top of a B. You're middle. You're better than, I like, the Detective Vibes pulls that guy through. You, I just dislike you. You're top of C. Cool, your backstory, you're like dream themed and like shifting and all that, but A, because respect the mask. Top of A, because he's great. Your backstory makes you so much cooler, but your design just drag. You like if you had a good, like I can't think of many ways you'd be better, but I just don't like it. The design. The only thing I like is the keys, which is the only thing that really ties back to your actual backstory. So here, you get there. Above her, but it's about the same. And there we go. There we go. All of them ranked. Nice and quick. And that's my final opinion. Have a good one.